Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So the last time that we left the heroes as they were watching another one of those of that ghostly writing appear on the wall of a small chamber at what is now, I think, the third level.
Mhm.
If you count, the above ground as the first level, then this would be the third level of the Gauntlight. Um, and you watched the writing first spell out a message, which, just to remind you, was Elcora fell to the Rose Guard, but we never knew of these vaults below. Dot, dot, dot. And then the words slid off the wall and started slithering away as a ribbon of eerie greenish light that started to make its way north through this hallway and then turned eastward to down that long hallway that is littered with splintered and rotten wood scattered around the entire length of the hall as far as you can see. And that ghostly light is starting to slither down that hallway, and that's where we left off last time. So, what are you gonna do?
Mhm.
Um,
You can place us, or are you? Did you already placed us in the on the map? Because I'm still on the landing page.
Uh, oh, you weren't here when I activated it. That's why. So you should be able to move to it. Can you?
No,
Yeah, because we do see it open here.
Okay, but maybe that's weird. How do I? I guess I'll activate the landing page and then activate the level again.
yeah. There you go. Thank you.
Okay.
um, I mean, Lucca is hesitant to go running off down an untested corridor by himself, but where does it look like it's going?
So you watch it, yeah, where you're standing, you can watch it slither down the hallway. It barely illuminates the hallway at all. It's just like a faint glow that makes its way into the darkness of the hall, or of the corridor. And you do notice, though, that it, for a brief moment, as it makes its way down here, sorry, there's it turns north for a second and it disappears from view. But then just brief moments later, it comes back as if it has decided otherwise and continues to slither further east. And then all the way in the back, I'm not sure how far you can look into this corridor. I believe you already see the door at the end of the corridor,
Mm-hmm.
and the light just kind of squeezes through under the edge of the door and yeah, disappears. And I guess now it's a matter of just moments if you want to keep following it because it's not super fast, but you don't
Mm-hmm.
have a whole lot of time to decide.
Um,
Yeah, but this time I think I've already learned that every room we move in is something terrible is there. But I think we can handle at least one more terrible thing before we'll have to limp back to the city.
yeah, I don't think Luca will chase after it immediately, but he'll kind of wait for the others to come up here, and then he'll point and he'll say, "It went up to the north there, and then east through that door at the far end of the corridor."
Hmm.
Ottardo will make his way towards it.
Uh,
All
so
right, yeah. So you pass a stairwell on your right hand side leading south, which actually leads up, and on your left hand side leading north, you pass a stairway that also leads up.
hmm.
Uh,
Oh,
mhm.
Strange.
And you continue down the hallway until you get
What?
to that.
It paused for a moment here before continuing to that door. Is it possible it was trying to show us something? And Lucca, if the others will take a moment, he'll stop and he'll try to like inspect that stairwell, see if there's like anything hidden.
Sure. Give me a perception check. And by the way, Soma, I assume you're going to be searching again. So,
Yeah.
is that right? Okay, so give me a handful of perception checks too. Okay.
Simon?
Yeah.
How much stair is there between the levels?
Oof. So you basically mean how much further down is this level?
No. It's like to go from this level to the level up. Is it like just one level of a normal building, or did we walk through stairs for 10 minutes?
No. It's probably like in terms of depth, it's probably something like 15 feet difference. So
Okay.
it's a little more than an average home level. That makes
Okay. But not still in that ballpark, more or less.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So with the length of these stairs, they look like they would reasonably just lead back up to the level we were on.
Yes.
Okay. Did Lucca have any luck spotting anything during that down that
Yeah, sorry.
well?
No, you do not spot anything in particular that stands out.
Mm-hmm. He kind of he'll do a quick casting of detect magic just to see if anything registers real quick.
You don't sense anything.
Okay. He'll kind of shrug a little bit and turn back towards the door.
Okay, Soma will
Uh,
prepare her magical instrument just in case before we open.
And Ottardo will try the door.
Okay. Go ahead and open that door. And the light falls into the room connected to this hallway, where you see hundreds of stone shelves carved into the walls. The room itself turns out to be another hallway, this one leading from north to south, but it's much wider. It's 15 feet wide. And yeah, as the light falls on some of the shelves embedded into the walls, you'll eventually see that there's a staggering number of books and scrolls and folios still hanging out on those shelves. But there's just as many gaps in the collection. That's also very obvious. There are, and you might not be able to see this just yet, but I'll still tell you, there are a couple of doors leading out of this hall or branching off, and there are signs above those doors. There is to the very south, there is a faint blue glow flickering beneath the sign to the south. So that's what you see, but then there's more than that, because as you look around, trying to spot that greenish light, and it has made its way a large way up north, and it's already kind of turning the corner of this hallway. But in this ghostly shimmer, you see reflections on dark eyes that are kind of like glistening in the dark. And you hear a couple of voices coming out from the darkness. And they call out to you in a voice that really makes your skin crawl as it first says a couple of words, kind of hushed, probably not directed at you. And Lucca, you understand it. It's a language you speak, Necro, I believe. and you hear that voice say, "Oh, look, more donations for the canker." And then the voice directs or addresses you, Ottardo, as you step in, and it says in common, "Have you come to donate yourself?" And you see, like again, in this like slightly greenish glow that's hardly even visible anymore. You just see movement in the dark, and you know there's more than one creature, but that's it.
Ottardo is going to make a sign to Birke to get closer because he can't see anything. And he's going to address the voice and say, donate what exactly?
Your flesh. And then Birke enters the room, and the light from her spell just completely illuminates this hallway. And you clearly see two ghoulish creatures standing here. And they've apparently been working with the books on the shelves. They're dressed in long, pale blue robes, so they almost kind of look like librarians in a sense, but um, they're clearly undead. Their flesh is in many places it's showing the bone and the muscle tissue underneath. They have clearly ghoulish features. Their long tongues lolling out of the corner of their mouths as they speak. And they, as the light falls on them, they just go like, "Turn down your fiendish light." And is Birke gonna comply, or whoever put the spell on Birke?
I don't think so.
But perhaps we should take a moment at least to have civil conversation. These are clearly the erudite sort,
Well, I don't know.
perhaps not prone to immediate violence.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unlike some of us here, I'm pretty attached to my flesh, so. And Soma will actually whisper that in order to like not to alarm these ghoulish creatures. It's like and not to spoil them the reveal that she is not going to discard her flesh here and now.
Yeah. Lucas says, well, at least give me a moment to parley before things devolve into mad violence.
Well, by all means. I mean, at least these guys seems to be actually respond to you, unlike well, the last time we tried that.
Burke, perhaps you could be so kind as to take that glaive of yours out of here. And Lucca, for his part, he doesn't have a he also has his lantern on him, and he'll do the courtesy of kind of like partially shuttering it, so it's just a little bit of light coming out, enough to see, but not so much to blind them.
Yeah, actually, Soma will try to squeeze through and hide behind Ottardo.
Okay. And then the ghouls kind of appreciate it, and they lower their arms again, and you see them what's it called? Well, they adjust to the darkness again, and then they say, "How much better. So, may we accept your donation then?"
Lucca will try to speak to them in Necril, and he'll say, now, as a matter of fact, I'm afraid that my companions have no interest in making a donation to this canker of yours. However, I sense that you are scholarly sorts, and as such, I'm hoping that we might be able to reason with you. We only wish to pass through this hall here, and, well, there shall be no parting of flesh from any bones, but that goes two ways, he says. He kind of looks at them from behind the mask.
Mm-hmm. And the ghoul, both of the ghouls are kind of surprised to hear Necrol from, random adventurers running or walking to this hallway. And they respond in Necrol and they say, "You speak our tongue? Impressive. But no matter. We are only interested in a donation." And you can give me was it more of an intimidation attempt or was it a diplomacy? Were you trying to be diplomatic?
I mean, he was basically saying, like, you don't mess with us and we won't mess with you.
Right. Yeah. But it wasn't supposed to be a threat. It was a diplomatic, mutual assured destruction sort of thing.
I mean, I don't know if you consider that a threat or not. I can roll either one. I imagine he was being a touch intimidating with it, but if you want me to roll diplomacy, I can.
No, I'll let you choose where you want to lay this here.
Basically, I mean, yeah, it's basically like a don't mess with us.
Yeah,
because it's not going to end well.
If Souma tries to inspire competence in here,
I don't think that's a good moment for that.
Okay.
Start singing.
Yeah.
Souma doesn't sing, but she will play.
Let's see. Here we go. That was an awful roll.
Yeah. So the ghouls say, "We are not interested in your offerings. All we want is your flesh and your bone, and you'll either donate part willingly, or we will rip it off of you." And you see them kind of take a step towards you, and all the way in the back of the hallway there are two more stepping out of the darkness into that twilight of your shuttered lantern.
Was that said in common or?
That was a necro, but I don't think you need to roll a sense motive to get the gist of it.
Yeah. Lucca will try to hurriedly jump in and he'll say, well, as a matter of fact, it's not really much of a donation if it is not given willingly. Perhaps I can convince you that to take a donation from myself in place of my friends. You wish for bone? That I can provide.
All that wish to pass need to offer a donation. The ghoul in the front says, and one of the ghouls coming up in the back says in Necrol, maybe we should just keep these for ourselves. Hmm? And then the one in the front, it's not like they're their leader. They do seem to be all equals here, but he says, "No, the canker demands an offering."
At this point, Lucca doesn't he doesn't turn his masked face away from them, but you just hear a slight sort of exasperated rattle come out from behind it, and he mumbles to Ottardo, "This isn't going well."
And they start moving towards you, slowly, menacingly stepping forward. And I mean, the intention is clear. It's either you give your donation willingly or they'll take it.
Yeah, I think it's time for me to actually begin the music.
So you go, and that's how the battle starts. Is that the idea?
I think so, because I mean next, because I think first Soma will begin inspiring courage, and the next, on her next verse, she will be putting a magic weapon on Ottardo again.
Okay. Well, how about this? How about I'm sensing that there's battle imminent. How about we let Lucca roll diplomacy for initiative, and the others roll perception?
Oh, I'll take it.
Because I feel like that makes sense in this case, that it's like he's trying to talk them down, which is ultimately not going to be successful, but at least it buys you some time in the sense that you get to act on that count. So can you use that for initiative by just clicking that button?
I can just click the button.
Excellent. And the others are already in here. Great. So
And I see everyone is on board with me. Wonderful.
Well, that's great.
Excellent. Except for one.
That one. There we go. First of all, that is unnecessarily loud. All right. So it's that one ghoul in the back that has already been like, oh, maybe we should just keep him for ourselves. That just can't wait, and seems to be going over the head of the one in the front as he makes his move. So let's see. Ghouls, they have a speed of 30 feet, and they're hungry. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. It moves over here. Like all of it, I guess it kind of a little bit surprising to the group at first they just slowly inch towards you in a somewhat threatening way. And then all of a sudden the one in the back just goes and starts running towards Birke and leaps at her. So jumps up to half its speed. That's that actually works. But that's only for flavor here. And then he's going to try to bite Birke, using its jaws.
Ooh.
And we're starting off strong here with 14 points of damage as it just jumps or goes straight for her unprotected neck. And I will need Birke to roll this fortitude save. All right. Good.
Normally they roll
And-
crits.
And then I need this fortitude save.
Again? From Birke?
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Why am I even bothering? Okay, so that was its second action, and then as its third action, it's gonna lash out with a claw, just trying to take a swift slice out of Birke, but failing spectacularly. All right, that was its turn, and then Lucca, you see your attempt at intimidation, diplomacy, whatever, failed. So, your turn.
He kind of shakes his head and he's like, why is it so difficult to find any polite undead? And he is going to summon up some fire, but not produce flame this time. You see that it looks the same at first. He kind of balls one hand up in a fist and opens it, and you see that little burst of tongues of fire there. But then it starts to grow brighter and brighter, and he lobs it forward. And as he does so, it rolls across the ground and expands into a flaming sphere,
Nice.
which he is going to drop right on the one that just, well, actually, I suppose. Yeah, he'll do it on the one that attacked Birke. I know everyone else is going to take their initiative next, but
So
it just makes sense to go for the one that just attacked, so.
It succeeds its save, which means I guess it takes half damage. If it
Yeah,
doesn't have
it's,
it.
So
it,
it deals the damage when it first appears. Wait, hold on.
But each creature must attempt a basic reflex.
Yeah, you're right. On subsequent rounds, the first, yeah. So it saves, so it takes no damage, unfortunately.
I don't know, wait, it's a basic reflex.
Basic, so it should take half damage.
But underneath of that, it says creatures that succeed at their save take no damage instead of half.
Oh, okay. Right, because it is a sphere, so you can basically duck under it or something like that. Okay, so but it's there, and maybe there is something that we can put on here. Is there like a flaming sphere token? Can we just drop it onto the? Nope.
I mean, at the very least, I can put a. You can't even make it small enough because it only occupies a 5-foot square, so it's not even that big.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe just put something there for now, and we'll figure it out later.
yeah,
So that
drops it
was
right
2
on.
actions.
That was 2 actions. When he sees that did not have the desired effect, he mumbles even more. Maybe he's gonna back away a little bit. Gonna get all the way in the back here.
All right. You have low light vision, right?
I did.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, what do I see down to the south of me?
That's why I'm wondering, or I'm trying to figure out here is the light levels. I guess Birke's back, so her light is here. So I guess all the light that's here should be okay. So what's going on? Well, you see down there some more movement in the darkness, in the twilight. And also you see description here. A round chamber, and if you can see the walls already from where you are, you would see that the walls are smooth stone, glistening with moisture, even though the air is dry generally and somewhat stuffy around here. You might spot in the darkness some low divans. Is that the right pronunciation? Like
Yeah, I guess.
mixed between a sofa and a bed, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And they seem to be arranged in a circle and interspersed with low tables. And on those tables, you might already spot a stack of books and what looks like snacks laid out besides it. And there is a twisting ribbon of pale blue light stretching between the bare floor at the room's center and the ceiling above. And its points of contact are sending creepers of what look like infected tissue out in a distorted spiral for a few feet. So very, very similar, if not identical, to the negative energy shower upstairs. Okay, and like I said, you do see some movement there in the dark, but it's not like anything is stepping out of it or something.
There are more creatures to the south and another, well, some sort of negative energy band ribbon thing again. This is perhaps very bad.
And that's your turn?
I guess so. I mean, I technically, I suppose I could keep moving.
You could, yeah.
I might go back. Either that or I should run into the negative energy thing. Go back to the door, I think.
Does seem like a good idea.
Actually, I guess I have a little more movement. Lucca's like, oh,
All right.
okay. I'm done now.
Well,
Soma.
so, as I've declared before, Soma was already prepared to start her music, so she will begin the soundtrack with inspiring courage. First on, well, herself, mainly Sir Ottardo, and wait, close. And for her next trick, she will put her well, hand on. Sir Ottardo uses the Warhammer right now, right?
Yep.
And will infuse it with magical power. Yeah, give him hell, Sir Ottardo.
All right. And Ottardo comes up.
He is going to start by raising his shield, and he will step up and make use of his newly enhanced weapon.
All right. Let's see.
Ooh.
There you go. That is enhanced.
Yep, that's how you do it.
And that's 22 points of damage for the ghoul right in front of you. And you just, the Warhammer. Okay, so you essentially just shatter its skull and it just explodes in a shower of gore and grossness. What next?
That's 3 actions: shield, step, and strike.
Oh, that was a step. I didn't catch that step. Okay. All right. Then it is Birke's turn.
Birke, let's select Birke. Birke is going to start by hunting prey against this guy,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess allows her to make
Yep.
check.
Religion. Okay. And you know what? Library lore.
Oh,
Because I know that she has that.
she does.
Yeah.
That is an odd one. Okay.
I know. But I do want to give her an opportunity when it arises. Yes. So as a matter of fact, she does recognize the robes of these, even though they're mostly tattered, as what seems kind of scholarly. And this whole area here seems really organized like a proper, like very scholarly, almost academic library of some kind. Um, and yeah, so these ghouls must be either the former or maybe even the current librarians of this place.
Library ghouls, the worst.
Yes. Unfortunately, I mean, it's clear to her that these creatures are no longer living, but that's all she would be able to share.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She is going to make use of her Gizarm and try to maybe make that creature back to normal death.
Hmm.
Oh man.
Oh, wow. Another crit. Show me that damage. 16 is not quite enough to send it back to Pharasma. But almost.
She has one more attack. She's going to try that again,
Let's see.
and that's
Okay, still good move. Okay, so now that the first one of the ghouls has kind of drawn first blood and then was immediately smashed to bits, the others, almost as one, start to lunge forward and try to get a bite out of you as well. So this one leaps forward, targeting Birke, and tries to bite her. Hits. Regular damage and a fortitude save from Birko.
Ottardo is going to intervene with his reaction,
Okay.
which will grant Birke resistance 5, completely negating the damage. Does that change?
I'll say in this case then no fortitude save because yeah, you negate the damage, so it's not like it actually got to sink its teeth in there, so it doesn't make sense to roll a save.
Okay.
But there's yep. Oh, you get an attack, right?
Yeah.
And that's a hit, and that's damage, and that's brutal, but not enough to destroy the atrocity here. So it gets to follow up with a claw, but misses. Yeah, misses. Okay, then we have another ghoul, which is the one that you have already critted, Ottardo, and it has it in for you. Of course, it jumps you, tries to bite you, hits. 2 points.
Yep.
Fortitude save. Another fortitude save.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, that's bad because you feel like as it bites you, you feel an unnatural stiffness take hold of your muscles and your nerves, and you're just no longer really able to move properly. You are paralyzed as you're frozen in place. You're flat-footed, can't act except to recall knowledge, and
Ooh.
use completely mental actions, and that's real bad. Let me double check something. Okay, got it. So that was its first bite. Now it's gonna follow up with a claw. Claw strike here. And that's a hit, causing 3 points of damage. And then another claw strike, which it misses, even though you're essentially just, a shooting, like a straw doll and targeting practice. That last ghoul up there is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. No, move the other one away so that we don't get distracted.
That's the square where there's the flaming sphere.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So it will probably not move into that. And instead now it's important where it started, 20. I love that module so that you can still see how much it moved. So it can't stop here, it can't stop there, so it's gonna have to walk around you. And it has apparently some envy that its other buddy should feast on you all by himself. So it's gonna use its last action to try to take a bite out of
Yeah,
where
that's it.
I fear. Did I not target you? I guess I didn't. Not with this creature, apparently. So that is 3 points of damage, and I will need another fortitude save from Ottardo. Okay. Lucca.
I have to do this immediately? No, I don't think so. You can sustain at any point during your turn, right? It doesn't have to be like the first action.
I
I
think so, yeah.
think so.
Okay. In that case, I am going to cast Produce Flame on targeting the one that is just to the north of Ottardo there. And I will point out that, while the enemy may logically not want to enter the area of the flaming sphere, it doesn't have any immediate effect if they move into the same square as the sphere.
Oh, but then
It's not like
if you start your turn with it in there, would it have to roll a save?
no. The only time that an enemy rolls a save is when I sustain the spell, and I can either choose to leave it where it is and sustain it, or I can move it to a new area and sustain it. But technically, nothing happens until I take that action. So
I see. Okay.
So here's my attack against
Alright.
the. Are we inspired right now?
Yes.
Yes.
You should be.
Okay.
Yeah, it's doing the thing again where it's stopping one turn too early.
Well, I don't think I ever put the effect on myself, but yeah. So I'm targeting that guy to the north,
Attack.
and I'm gonna attack, and really hope I hit.
Yeah.
You are really critting it today. All right, let's see that damage. And you grill him.
Now I wish I'd hit the other one with that.
Yeah.
However, I am going to use my last action to sustain the flaming sphere, and as I do so, I roll it into the space of this guy next to Ottardo. So now he has to make the save against it.
Okay. I'll just roll it right up off the sheet. Crit.
Oh, God. Okay.
Swings both ways today. Okay. Soma.
Okay, we'll continue inspiring courage again, and for now I will be traditional and I will use my telekinetic projectile to hit this one.
Okay.
I kind of want to say that I'm hurling a book at it, but well, he's not in flames, so I guess I can do that.
All right. So yeah, a book comes loose off of one of the shelves, one of the heavier tomes, and is sent flying his way, but it misses. Okay. That's 3 turns, 3 actions. Ottardo.
Well, I think there's no actions he can take.
Okay. Nope, that's
Unless
not true. Sorry. On your turn, you get a new save. But don't
okay.
get too excited if you succeed this because the DC goes up every round. So I'll
Oh,
have to make sure that you succeed by enough.
let's see. Boom.
That is exactly enough. Why is it a
So that
critical success if you're? I don't know why this got turned into a crit success, but it doesn't matter because even the 16, even a regular success in this case, it's fine. It's enough. So you're no
okay.
longer paralyzed. But it's at the end of your turn, so you don't get a turn right now.
Okay.
Birke.
Birke is going to take a swipe at the ghoul that's right next to her.
Oh, the DC actually goes down every round. Sorry about that. Another crit.
Wow.
What is
And-
happening?
Yeah, and that ghoul gets skewered by the Gazarm. No, I think just hacked to bits by it.
Well, then she's going to press on against the remaining one.
Another hit.
Nice.
And another good amount of damage, which badly injures this ghoul, but its unholy life force keeps it moving. All right, that was her turn yet? No, she has a third.
She has one last action. What does she have? I think she's just going to. We've been quite successful with the swings. Maybe we can still be.
All right, and that's a miss. Okay, hold on a second here while I move some things around. Nothing to see here. Everything's fine.
Are you calling the ghoul SWAT?
No. That was Birke's turn. Okay, so down in the south, those of you who have vision up there, you see like 2 more ghouls kind of shamble into the hallway. But that's not the most unsettling thing because just behind them is a ghoul that looks a little differently. And I'll try to give you the full image here. It is also robed in these tattered blue robes, but it has basically decorated itself with this necklace where chunks of flesh are hanging from metal hooks, as if that's some sort of badge of office or honor or whatever. And it is clearly feeling superior to the others as it like walks very, very upright, whereas the others are kind of like feral looking and hunched over, and this one just with much confidence walks over there, the hood low in its face and a wide grin with those horrible looking ghoul teeth in its face. But they can't quite act this round on anything, so that's just for your information for now. Okay, and then we have that ghoul that's left up here, and I mean, there's no reason for him to go anywhere else. Kind of a wicked bloodlust that has that is consuming him. So he's just going to try to take a bite out of Ottardo and succeeds. Why is it not giving me feedback on whether or not it hits? I don't know. But it is 7 points of damage, and it is 1 fortitude save. Start out with. There we go.
Oof.
And then another fortitude save. Okay, so it's doing that it's claiming that it's critical success, even though it's not. But okay, so you're not paralyzed. Everything's fine. No reason to be worried at all. Lucca.
Lucca is going to continue to sustain the flaming spears. Oh my god, I can't talk. Sustain the flaming sphere.
All right.
And it will just keep. Well, oh no, yeah, it needs to make the reflex save again.
Okay, hold on. Almost there, almost there. Just taking notes on nothing important. How do I do this? Here we are. Sorry, I'm still working out how some of this stuff works. Here we go. Okay. Okay, that's taken care of. So the one nearby needs to make a reflex save, you say. So what it does succeeds critically.
Okay, well, they're 3 for 3 on that. And it's only 50-50 odds. Oh, they're beating the odds. Well, let's see how he feels about a little produce flame then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can just roll the attack from here. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a hit.
It's just a generic divine. Okay. That's gonna be. Oh, we're still inspired, right? Right? Yeah. So that should be 9 points of damage.
Okay, that's enough to set him ablaze and destroy him.
Okay, that's it for Lucca.
All right, so Soma, you turn around to see what I described earlier.
Yeah. Okay. From this point, I will firstly inspire courage, and I will try to make it lingering. Which will require me again to find my performance skill and roll it. I believe that should be a success, right? The basic DC for level 3 was...
Yeah, it's 18, I think.
But less than 20.
No.
So now the Inspire will work for 3 rounds. And I think... Okay, I think I can afford to stay in one place for a moment, and I will cast Soothe on Birke, so she will not die.
Okay, so you're soothing Birke for 13
Yes.
points of healing. And that's your turn. Ottardo.
Ottardo is going to raise his shield. And then speed 25. He will stride forward and he will. Oh, are those bedrolls he sees?
What's that?
Are, does he see bedrolls on the floor?
What do you mean? What?
There's
Yeah.
like a
No,
divan.
those are the divans.
Oh, the
Yeah.
divans. Okay. Yeah. He's going to look menacingly at the ghoul in the middle and like show him the warhammer still caked in ghoul flesh, I guess.
Mhm.
Uh,
And nope, that doesn't really seem to cut it. They just kind of like their lips as if they consider that a tasty treat.
and that is Ottardo's turn.
Okay, then Birke.
Birke will stride forward to 25, yep. And she is going to take a swing at the closest ghoul with her trusty arm.
Yeah, that's a hit, and she damages it greatly, taking a big chunk out of it. And third action.
She's going to do so again, or
All right,
attempt.
but she misses. Okay. But that ghoul responds. Is it this one? Yes, it is. It responds by leaping at her and trying to bite her. So what do we see? Still not telling me if it's that. That's weird. What did I?
15, that's a miss.
Yeah, that is a miss. And then it tries to swipe at her with her claw. This is as well. Okay. And then it's the ghoul leader's turn. And he stands there pretty much like he does in his art, with his arms raised. And in common, he addresses you and he says, "You shall not deny the canker her pound of flesh." And then he lowers his arms and makes some grandiose gestures and utters some dark words, and then targets Ottardo with a spell. And we'll see how that plays out. We will do this one. Do I cast it here? Yes, and then I can attack. So it shoots a ray at you, which hits, first of all. So I think now if you attempt a range spell, you succeed. Creature attempts a fortitude save. So please attempt that fortitude save here. I don't know if can you see that button?
Yeah, there's a button, fortitude saving throw.
Yep.
Yeah.
Roll that.
Okay.
You succeed, which means you are only enfeebled 1 from that spell. That was 2 actions for it. So as its third action, what's it going to do? Does it? Yes. It once again, it just conjures up more curses at you. It says, "The canker rules these halls. You shall throw down your weapon and worship it." And it's trying to do that in a very intimidating fashion. So it's trying to intimidate Ottardo. Intimidation. Here we go. 23. So
Success.
So that makes you shaken. Is that right?
Yeah, frightened 1.
Frightened, right? There's no shaken. Frightened one. Can you give yourself the condition?
I can see if I find it in the list
I think you just
here.
right-click your token, and then there's the
Yeah, it's just a matter of figuring out which icon.
this
Oh, there it is. Right.
not always very clear.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, and then the second ghoul that was flanking this sort of cultist ghoul leaps forward and jumps Ottardo and tries to take a bite out of him first. 28. I assume that's a hit. So that's 7 points of damage. And
Ottardo is going to shield block.
all right.
Block. damage, which means that nothing goes through.
Nothing goes through. Nice. Okay. Excellent. So then it's Lucca's turn.
Doesn't that
Uh,
ghoul have maybe one more action?
Oh, you're right. Thank you for being fair and reminding me of that. So it's going to try to claw you.
And that's a
But
miss.
16 misses. All right. Lucca.
Luca's gonna realize as everyone else is running south that the fighting is shifted that way, so he's gonna come out and over here. Step forward a little bit. Still safely behind Ottardo and Birke. And he is going to look to the guy in the robes to the south, and he's going to say to him in Necril, he says, "You are bookkeepers, not warriors. Observe how already you are outnumbered. Your end has come." And he's going to try to intimidate the head honcho.
All right. Let's see your check.
Or demoralize, I should say. Will it actually target him? That is a natural 1.
Yeah. So it just laughs at your attempt. The canker shall bring the end to you.
Okay, well, how about fire instead? And he's gonna have that ball of fire come rolling all the way down the corridor, probably singeing a couple books as it does so, and roll all the way down to the leader guy. And he's gonna have to make his reflex save as he sustains the spell. Every single one of them. Okay, he's done.
How far can that sphere move?
Anywhere within range, which is 30 feet of me. So
Nice. So it can be pretty quick. All right. Soma.
All right. So inspiration is sustained, and after that, I will target Sir Ottardo with Forbidding Ward, but I think I will. Yeah, against this guy, he will need saving +1 saving throws against this guy. I
Okay.
hope he will. We will get rid of this one. So yeah, and Forbidding Ward is also 2 actions, so I'm staying right there.
All right.
No, wait. I still have
Hmm?
1 action left, so no, never mind. It Soma will draw her bow.
Okay. Ottardo.
Will start by raising his shield as usual. He will target the other ghoul with his warhammer. There's something strange. Why isn't it counting frightened? Let me just check quickly. Maybe it's something to do with the aura. Grants you it's just a +1. It should be a blind penalty. Why is it not? Oh, it frightened is a status penalty, and feebled is also a status penalty. Does that mean that only one of the two would apply?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good then. Okay, well, he's going to swing with the warhammer.
I guess they don't have the core rulebook in this library.
Hmm.
That's 15 points of damage for the ghoul over here. Is that right? Yeah.
The one he has targeted, yep.
Yeah. He's
And well, he's going to take one more swing.
Mhm.
And
all right. So then it's Birke's turn.
Birke is going to target the one right in her face.
Hits, damages, and destroys it.
And then she's going to swing around and take a stab at the other one.
Hits, damages. Are they really just
And,
16? Oh my god, yeah.
and for her last action,
Oh wow, that also destroyed. Holy shit. It didn't even have time to go to the negative energy shower.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, last action. I think she's going to hunt prey against the last standing ghoul without. It's just to make it the prey. She won't roll.
Okay,
And
so
that's her turn.
yeah, that brings us to the canker cultist once again, and he sees his ghoul minions destroyed swiftly by Ottardo and Birke, and you see that he's slightly shocked at first, but his grin never vanishes as he just says, "Ah, even if you strike me down, you will end up just like all the others, hung from the canker's altar." And then once again, he makes some arcane gestures and he shoots tendrils of darkness from his fingertips that race through the air. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to do this. I think he can make it so, what's the range here? 30-foot line, 10, 20. Yeah, so both Ottardo and Soma, you'll be affected by this. As those tendrils shoot out, oh, I can actually place that line here. How do I rotate it? Yep, like this. I'm just playing with this so I can figure out how this actually works. So I can do it like so, and then you see that both Ottardo and Soma are affected by it. Please roll the fortitude save.
Okay, so Ottardo gets, I believe, a bonus to this from the Forbidding Word.
Yep.
And I get nothing.
That's a failure on Ottardo's side. And how about
Wow.
that?
Ooh.
Crit fail. Nice. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't be so excited about that. But failure, you take full damage. So that's 8 points of damage for Ottardo. That's 16 points for Soma. And yeah.
Ottardo is going to use his reaction to grant some protection to Soma, granting her
Okay.
resistance 5.
Okay, nice. Ottardo also takes 1 bleed damage, which is persistent, and Soma takes 2 points of. Oops, sorry. How do I add another point to it? If it already has a point of bleed, what can I do?
Resistance was 5, right? I'll
5, yes.
put plus
Oh,
5
I
to my
had
hit
it.
points right now.
Dang it. I pushed the wrong button. Where was Soma in the initiative?
Oh shit. After
Uh,
Lucca.
After Lucca,
yeah.
okay. Do that. Roll, and then we can refer to the right spot. Okay, so Soma, you should have 2 bleed, but we'll just try to remember that. That was 2 actions for the cultist, and then for his third action, he steps back into that band of blue light as it washes over him, and you can see him just maniacally enjoying this, just being like, the canker's blessing is upon me. And then it is Lucca's turn.
Okay. Well, first things first, he's gonna send the sphere rolling down to his area once again. Another save.
Another save in a second. I'm just trying to get rid of the line here first. There we go. And then his save is 26.
God.
But it's a good spot to have it because it's in in the same square that he needs to stay in.
Yeah. He's out of produce flame range, actually. Do spells have range increments, or is it just it goes as far as it goes?
No.
Oh,
It's
he's actually just in range. Yeah, let's try produce flame. If I can't make these guys fail their saves, let's at least set them on fire with a normal attack. Maybe.
Let's see the roll.
We're still inspired?
Yes.
Okay. Second.
I guess it removes it at the top of the round or something.
Yeah, it's doing it at the top of the round.
But I think like two sessions ago it was working
Yeah.
actually correctly.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. Nice. Okay, that's a good amount of damage as you burn it for 13.
Alright. And Lucca's gonna call up, in case it wasn't obvious, we must be swift before that negative energy well heals him.
And then it's Soma's turn.
Okay. So I'm just looking up this. Grim Tendrils, they only give me bleed, so they don't actually hold anyone. Thankfully. So the inspiration still should apply to everyone.
Yep.
Including myself. Oh. Yes, I applied it twice. And in this case, Soma will just... I already drew my bow, so I will try to shoot it.
That's a miss. You have one more action, I think.
And again? No, I have 3 actions. Okay, never mind.
Oh, the inspired curve is lingering, right?
Yeah, I will just move closer to Ottardo.
Okay, so that gets us to the end of your round. So you should be prompted, first of all, to take 2 damage of the bleed, and then roll your recovery check.
Double damage and recovery check.
Nice. Okay, so does that just let me double check here. After you take persistent damage, check to see if you recover from the persistent. Okay, so it doesn't matter how much it is, you get rid of it all at once. Okay, Ottardo.
Ottardo will raise his shield and will start moving towards the ghoul, but with precaution. He doesn't know how far does the swirling vortex of evil extend.
I mean, as you move forward, you would sense that it's, you don't feel it wash over you or anything, so you can get right next to it.
Okay. Well, he is going to try to smack him.
Mm-hmm.
And miss, and that's his turn.
Maybe
Okay, good.
hero point of
Oh,
bonus.
right, Ottardo. First damage, and then the recovery check.
Oh, yep. Damage.
Nice. Birke.
Birke is going to get moving too. And she is going to take a swing. And
Misses.
once more.
All right, but then hits for 11 points. Okay. And then it's the cultist's turn. And the first thing that happens is that he regains 19 points. As you see, like, all of the necrotic flesh sort of reassemble, the gashes close up. sinew reconnecting, and he's just, you don't stand a chance against the ganker. And then he casts a spell. Oh wow. Okay, cool. So the first thing he does is he's gonna reach out to touch Ottardo, trying to harm him. So I think it has a range of touch, so he needs to make a divine spell attack, I guess.
I think it just happens and it's a
It's a save.
Oh, really? Okay. So yeah. Wow. So you automatically succeed at touching?
I think so.
Mhm.
Okay. Then I'll take it. Roll the DC.
With a +1, I've added it. Oof.
You fail regularly, which means you take 6 points of negative energy damage. And then, since that's only a one action thing, he can follow up. Nope, not with that. But he can follow up with this one. And let me see. Since Ottardo hasn't gone down, he's going to continue focusing on him. So give me that will save.
Oof.
Ooh, and that's. What do you get? Failure. The target takes full initial persistent damage. Initial and persistent. So you take 12 points of initial damage.
Shit.
And that is enough.
That gets you unconscious. You're also sickened 1. And there's 1d4 persistent mental. Has that been properly applied to you as a 1d4 persistent? Oh no, I had already. I should. Oops, sorry. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
No, it's right.
Half of his token is covered with status effects.
Yeah.
It's Lucca's turn. Ottardo goes down. And if it wasn't a trick on the mind, you would think that it almost looks like he's prostrating himself in front of the cultist. Like he's like falling down as if worshipping. Your turn, Lucca.
You know what's cool? He's not dying though. He's just unconscious, right? Because it's non-lethal damage.
It is.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
It
okay.
is illusory pain. Yeah, it's just. It has the
Ah.
non-lethal trait, so it is non-lethal mental damage.
I think I considered
that case, he's
taking
not
that spell as
dying.
well.
Okay.
Lucca sees Ottardo go down, and he realizes how much he just healed, and he curses under his breath, and he says, "Birke, get that creature out of that energy well. I have an idea." And he is going to first sustain the spell, the flaming sphere, to try and damage it. So another reflex save.
Yes, coming up. Oh, what's
Finally. I have to find where I cast it. Although, actually, I think I could just roll the damage for it here. Here we go. 9 points of fire.
And it is injured by that.
And then Lucca is going to ready an action using his remaining 2 actions.
And what is the trigger for what kind of action?
If the cultist is moved out of its square.
Oh, okay. Then you do what?
Then I'm going to stride.
Wow. Souma.
Okay. I think Ottardo had healer's tools on him, right?
Yep.
I
Of
have
course.
The Well, strange request. Can I use the tools that are on him? On him?
I'd say it takes a move action to get him out, because he would definitely have them somewhere where he can easily get to them. That's
Yeah,
the whole point of
in
him.
in that case, I will do that. I will stride to Ottardo, recover those tools, and use battle medicine on him.
All right, do it.
1 second. I will target him first, and I will treat wounds.
Failed.
I will reroll that for a
Nice.
Oh, no.
More. All right, that's 3 actions. Ottardo, is there anything you can do? Being
I-
unconscious.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think
He doesn't even
either.
make a death save, so.
We're just gonna do the persistent damage, I
stabilize.
guess.
Which doesn't change anything since it's.
Right. It's still
Oh
not
yeah.
lethal.
Oh, you mean the recovery maybe?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
because you might recover from it, even though it
Okay.
it doesn't matter until you have hit points again, but you still
Yeah.
might recover.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, so you're basically you can probably see that Ottardo's unconscious, but he seems to be like wrecked by nightmarish visions as he's like twitching and his eyes are moving rapidly under his eyelids. Birke.
All right. So Birke heard Lucca's plan, so she is going to attempt to shove.
Okay. Never shove.
Yeah, she's going to have to one action release not one action, free action release one hand from her Gizarm. Then she is going to attempt that.
And I'll see it's 42 DC. Okay, I got it.
And I have just to check because this might be one of those things that gets a bonus from
It has the attack trait, so
Yeah.
and prey, stealth, and on the class feature, survival, blah blah blah. So no, athletics is not part of that. Okay, so it's just a flat athletics check.
oh, and that's enough. And you shove him, but that's just a regular success. So you just shove him 5 feet, and I assume she doesn't want to stride. But you
Nope.
get to choose 5 feet. Push your target back 5 feet. So I guess one of those 3 squares,
Just
behind.
straight away from her.
right, straight line. Got it. Okay, cool. 1 action.
And that'll trigger Lucca,
Oh, right, yeah, that triggers Lucca
who is going to stride 30 feet
heroically.
Yes, alright.
with big, goofy skeleton stride steps
Oh, I see that. Oh man, that's really
Right.
clever, actually.
to the middle.
Come on, I'll give you a hero point for that because I did not think of that, and I almost made fun of you for readying a stride, but yeah, hero point for you.
And
Clever.
I couldn't have done it if I didn't have 30 feet of movement. I never thought that was going to factor in. But
Yeah.
Awesome.
Lucca goes far.
Do you move in the initiative? I always forget if you still move in initiative for
Oh,
any...
I don't
no,
think so.
no,
It's
no,
not a
not
delay.
for it.
Okay, so Birker's action 2. Nicely done. Awesome.
What would she do? I think she's going to re-grip the Gizarm and try to stab the creature over Lucca's bony shoulders
All right,
and miss.
that's a miss. And third.
That's it. Re-grip is an action.
Oh, right. Regrip. So then it's the cultist's turn who gets shoved out of there, and then somebody takes his place, and you see the surprise on his face, and he's like, "What? A heretic shall not receive the canker's blessing!" And then he's going to try to attack you with... Oh, yes. Perfect. He's targeting Lucca with a spell. He's commanding you, even though I can't cast it right now. Oh, because I have already cast it. He's trying to command you to essentially flee. So roll your will save. Critical success. So I guess you just give him a stoic, the mask of a face. And he's just in Necrol. You hear him curse, and you say, "The canker shall take all of your bones and rot your flesh and cast you out." And that was 2 actions as command. Yes. So it just kind of takes a couple of steps back over here, up to that door, and that's its turn. Lucca, you heal, but you're already fully restored, but you would heal, and it's your turn.
Lucca says, "You know what the cure to cankers is? It's fire." He's going to move the fire. Surprise, it's fire. He's just going to move the flaming spear down there to keep chasing this guy.
Okay, let's see the reflex save. Fail?
3d6.
You want to roll that damage?
Oh, yeah, sorry, hang on. Let me pull it off the spell. "10 points fire."
You burn him, not just with your words, but also with fire.
And then we're gonna hit him with a produce flame. Come on, baby.
You hit. What a day.
Another 9 points.
9 points of damage.
Yeah, I think I actually missed some damage on the flaming sphere, because that is one of the spells granted by my bloodline, so that should be ticking off another 2 points.
Yes, that's okay. We'll do that. -2. Okay. Souma.
Okay, I believe at this point our inspiration would have expired, so I will. Well, I can't just renew it. I have to put down my bow, which I can thankfully drop. Well, I probably should have dropped it way back when I ran to Ottardo. So I drop my bow, pick up my flute, which will cost me another action. I will then use Inspire Courage on everyone, and for my next trick I will use Bon Mot on this ghoul, because this one clearly can understand human speech, so he will be insulted.
All right. So how does it actually work? You choose a foe with the roll of diplomacy. Okay, against the will DC. I have its will DC. Let's see.
I think I have it targeted, and it will now roll it automatically.
Nice.
There you go.
Wow, success. A regular success. Effect bomb roll. Pull it on here. And now it is distracted. It takes a -2 status penalty, perception, and will saves. Okay, yeah. So you definitely are getting to them.
Yes,
That's your turn, and then it's Ottardo. Still unconscious. And no longer taking the persistent. Nope, still taking the persistent. Crit
Wow.
fails once more. Birke.
Birke is going to step right up.
Right next to him, okay.
Yep. And she will take a swing at him.
Yes!
It's slices and cuts and slashes and kills. Or destroys, I should say.
yes.
And thus, this battle ends. Nice job, I have to say. That was epic. So let me give you guys XP for this. Hold up. 160 XP.
Uh-huh.
160.
Yeah, that was technically an extreme encounter.
It was extreme encounter.
Yes. Yeah, Lucca will step up to Birke, and he'll raise his hand and he'll say, "Birke, would you do the honor of gracing me with a high five?"
And she will happily oblige.
Yeah, and yeah, Souma will frantically try to bring Sir Ottardo back to consciousness.
Yes, that's right.
And the others are high
Ottardo.
fiving.
Well, you know, that's the 10-minute activities that everybody does.
Yeah.
Right? It's been 10 minutes high five.
There's a
High
whole
five,
routine.
low five. They're doing a
Too
little dance, spinning around. I already used my wand last time, didn't I? So, wait, didn't I? I think I did.
Well.
Oh no, the wand's charged.
Then I suppose you should shoot him in the head with it.
All right. Yeah, Lucca fishes out the wand and he points it at Ottardo. He kind of makes a point of like standing back from the negative energy well, like he's afraid of some sort of weird interaction.
Oh yeah.
With the wand, he just steps back and he's like, "Oh, here, take this poison and return to life." He'll use, of course, the 2-action version.
Right. So that brings Ottardo back. Let's roll the persistent damage once. So you take 2 off of what you just got healed for, and then roll the recovery check.
Oh, we really should have waited for him to stop writhing in agony.
3 crits in a row.
Yeah. So you're
Wow.
still, I mean, you're conscious and you come to, but there's still these like nightmarish shapes. It's kind of, you know, when there's almost like hallucinations, but as soon as you try to focus on them, they're gone, and it's wrecking your your brain. It's hurtful to just think of this. I don't know if there's anything anyone can help for you right now, so I think we're just gonna keep on rolling that persistent damage
Yeah.
until you
Souma,
recover.
what's happening to him?
Headaches. Horrible headaches. You might have to carry me back.
I really should have waited until he stopped wriggling around and then done it.
Believe
Oh
it.
dear, he's fading fast.
And he is back to unconscious.
Right, I guess we'll just sit here.
Until he's worked through this.
Yeah, well,
No, I think that's a little. That's
I mean, if we are sitting
actually.
there, I think I will just try to treat his wounds again.
Well,
Can
you
I make?
can't.
Huh?
Oh no, you haven't successfully treated it. No, you haven't. Wait.
Well, he's immune to battle medicine, but to normal effects of treat wounds, it probably should be fine.
No.
Yeah.
No? How long did this take? Like
I mean, the battle medicine just lets you use treat wounds, or is this not the same?
I think it's a separate thing. I'm not sure. Let's check it. Can patch attempt with the no. It says attempt a medicine check with the same DC as treat wounds.
It even says to your battle medicine, so somebody else could do the check even.
yeah, but I mean,
And
well,
specifically
I have
specifically-
used battle medicine to.
Yeah, I get it. But it specifically says immune to battle medicine, not to treat wounds.
Because I mean,
yeah.
the point of battle medicine is to treat wounds as an action, but the normal treat wounds takes like what 10? Well, it's 10-minute activity.
10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that was the benefit, but it gives you now treat wounds and another attempt, essentially, right? Because otherwise you could only do treat wounds. Anyway, or are you not immune to treat wounds after it's been done?
I don't think you're immune to treat wounds after battle medicine.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, it's fine. You just try the treat wounds then. With if you take the 10 minutes of downtime here. So the others, as Soma is essentially, setting things up to properly help Ottardo through these horrible visions.
Uh,
Hmm?
Birke will go and try to push one of the divan next to the door to kind of barricade it.
Okay, good move. First of all, you notice that the snacks that have been laid out next to the divans are indeed moldy or rotten flesh riddled with worms, bits of yellowed bone showing in some places. So, horrific sight for sure. And Birke quickly barricades the door, and then you take 10 minutes. Okay, let me see something here.
Can I also try to recall knowledge to understand like what is happening to Ottardo? Because
Yes.
I know I'm being casual about it, but Lucca probably wouldn't be if he just sees him in like constant pain.
Sure. Give me an occult or arcana roll.
Occult or arcana. Okay.
Can Soma actually explain it to him because she has phantom pain in her spellbook?
Sure. Yeah. Do you automatically recognize the spell if you have it in your book?
I don't really know actually, but I'm
Yeah,
just
like,
making an
and you would-
assumption like this. It would be easier to recognize like this.
Here, let me pull up identifying spells.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't have to meta it too much. Basically, Soma would have a very strong idea of what it is, but an occult check could confirm Soma's idea,
It says
So,
yeah, it says if you notice a spell being cast and you have prepared that spell or have it in your repertoire, you automatically know what the spell is, including the level to
nice.
which it is heightened.
Well, there it is. Then, yeah, Soma can explain it to you.
Yeah. So then she would after like leaning back in exhaustion after trying to repair Ottardo, she will take a deep sigh and explain that this foul cleric used phantom pain spell on Ottardo. Technically it is not mortally dangerous spell, but as it stands from the name, it is incredibly debilitating and painful. So right now he's unconscious, but still very unhappy.
But it cannot kill him.
Well, I mean, not by itself.
Will he recover from it on his own, or is he cursed forever?
He will. I mean, it should. It shouldn't last longer than 1 minute. So, I mean, the worst is already past us.
Oh. Well, very well. It seems you know of such matters.
Well,
All right.
Not gonna brag, right? But yes.
So the 10 minutes pass without anything trying to break down the door or anything like that, and Soma applies her healing skills. So let's see how that works out.
It already didn't have.
Oh, there it is. The medicine check. Yeah. So what do we do?
I guess we'll have to carry him out. It's kind of surprising that it's not Birke who nearly died today, but
Yes, he is considerably heavier. Heavier looking, not that I would know.
Well, Birke's plenty strong.
Okay. So even though she's plenty strong, she's gonna have a hard time getting him off the ground and over her shoulder and just kind of dragging him through the library hallway here. Of course, you're free to do that. And
But-
where are you going?
Yeah, Soma will actually use inspire competence on athletic check for Birke to carry Ottardo.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be funny, I think. We're just carrying our near-dead friend out of this dungeon with some.
Where should we go exactly? Ought we to leave?
I suggest it's probably about time. I have exhausted all my healing spells, and um, that doesn't look like my expertise with healing kit is up to the snuff to reanimate Sir Tardo back to working order, and I think we're done for today.
All right.
Oh, very well.
So as Birke, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
As Birke carries Ottardo down this long hallway, her gaze wanders over all the books and scrolls and pieces of writing sitting on the shelves. And despite the foul remains of the ghouls lying around, it reminds her of her friend Morlebint, and she can't help but think that he would probably love to get a chance to peruse some of these pieces of writing.
Well, since Soma is going empty-handed, she can pick up a few samples to show later.
Okay. Right. Why don't you give me your perception check here?
Yeah, Lucca will attempt the same thing.
Okay, you can use the same prompt.
He's a bit of a book.
Okay. So, Soma, you have a bit of a hard time figuring out what might be interesting, and also because there's just so many languages involved here, and they're in various states of decay, so it's kind of hard for you to just grab something off the shelf and feel confident about that. So you end up getting just a couple of things that eventually will turn out to be uninteresting. But Lucca, you find a couple of things that might indeed be valuable. So you can pull that item, valuable books, into your inventory, and that should add 1 bulk to your inventory.
Certainly has. These books are too heavy for me. Can somebody take them? He says as Birke is hauling her tired.
Yeah. Fine. I will take it off your hands. I still have plenty of bulk to carry, so I guess I will
Very
bring it from the shop.
wonderful. Where did it go in my inventory? I can't find it now. Oh, I added it to my backpack. Here, yeah, you just drag it onto yours because I'm gonna delete it from mine.
I did, and actually I will put it in my backpack.
All right. Okay, and then I take it you go back. But how do you go back? The way you came, or are you going to try one of those staircases that were branching off the hallway with all of those shattered pieces of wood?
Let us not experiment whilst one of our number is compromised.
Okay. So then I think we can put a pin in this here, and we'll back to our landing page and fade out with the scene of Birke dragging her almost fallen comrade to safety and back into the light. But I realized there's something that Sam had said after last session that Ottardo wanted to take care of that we haven't gotten to yet. So let's maybe do this real quick, and then I think we can call it a day. But that was awesome. That was really fun, that battle.
Yeah, the strategic stride is an underrated move.
Yes. I mean, especially because it was, I don't know. I thought that was really brilliant because it's just how everything came together here. The distance was right. The fact that you're an undead, and it's just perfect.
And probably because as a spellcaster, he doesn't have great athletics to shove you back out.
Well, to shove you back out. Yeah. No, I don't think that would have been an option for him.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I'm not particularly hard to move, but yeah, I just figured even if it just buys us around, that's probably enough time.
Yeah. So let's go through the list that Sam had posted earlier. So the Drake, you had asked about the Drake. The Drake itself doesn't have any valuables. It doesn't have any pockets. So there's nothing here. But I wonder what you meant by checking it, because I mean, were you gonna explore that cavern further that he was in,
Well,
or what it looked like?
as far as we know, they're like kinda draconic. So do they have maybe little
A little horde?
hordes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see. So, well, how far are you willing to go to check that notion? Because there's this flooded cavern, but the water is on average 10 feet deep. So you would have to either procure a boat, or swim through the murky water.
Uh, I don't know about swimming, but we did see a few boats in that level. I don't know if they're usable still.
Yeah, there was a ruined boat launch at the southern end of the cave that you hadn't really fully further explored, but there would definitely be a boat that it would still be serviceable, so that's good memory. Excellent. So then just give me a perception check here. And anyone can join in on this because I'm assuming that you're all going to be on the boat as you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we don't even have to go any further here because Lucca does a good job of locating let me see, a stash of the Drake's treasure that has apparently been um, placed into a sea chest amid a tangle of roots in the southwestern part of the cavern that ends in a little cul-de-sac. So here you should be able to click that and find a bunch of stuff inside. And of course, none of it is obscured, but I'm just gonna not worry about it. It's fine. You're going back to town, so you could identify it anyway. So
Another
that's
wand.
yep, and some good stuff. A retribution axe is also pretty cool. Also, in terms of flavor, when a creature damages you with an attack, the skull changes its appearance to look like the face of that creature, and you gain a
Oh,
+2 circumstance bonus to your next damage roll against that creature before the end of your next turn.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's really fun. Really fun. And it's a great axe, so it's also pretty decent weapon to
That might
begin
be
with.
good for Birke. Or
Yeah.
does she? Well, she has a +1 weapon now, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
she does, yeah.
Yes.
Huh.
Maybe we can put the heft from her gizarm on this axe, and it will be a retribution glaive.
I mean, can you? Is
Yeah,
retribution
it's
no,
well,
not a
Mm,
rule that
in
you can
D&D I would
transfer?
say that you can't, but in Pathfinder there's now it all works on runes, so maybe.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, not all of it, because it's not a retribution rune. It's specifically, it's kind
It,
of like a
it's
unique
it,
ability.
it's the other way around. Like you can upgrade the fundamental runes on the axe, but you couldn't take that away and put it on another weapon. So you could make this a +1 striking retribution axe
Got it.
eventually.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So you should divvy up that treasure while I'm continue going through the list here. Then you wanted to swing by the midflits and let them know the second level is safe. That's a really good point, Sam, and I applaud that you remembered that little gang of midflit misfits, and because it's been a while and it's easy to forget about stuff like that. So as you go back, Boss Skronk and his crew are very grateful, and they swear every oath you make them swear to leave Otari and its citizens in peace. And let's see where is the reward? All right. So what happens is that he's kind of surprised to see you come back, and he had promised you a big pile of shiny gems, I believe. And as you tell him that all of the mushroom-eyed people have been dispersed, he's surprised and embarrassed, and realizes that he's in way over his head, and to the surprise of his minions, he really literally throws himself at your mercy and he says, I'm so sorry, I never meant to cause that. You clearly know, but we could serve, please let me live, please. And he'll swear every oath you make him swear to abandon his plots against Otari, but he is at your mercy, so what do you do with him and his gang?
He's just going to like chide him for being dishonest and let
Yes,
him just.
I will never lie again, ever in my entire life. He lies. Says,
Yeah, just be good and don't cause trouble.
of course, we'll be very good. We'll be good forever. And realizing that they can go back to move into the lower level, they make their way down there eventually.
On one stipulation, you
Uh,
must wipe your feet before entering and exiting the level at all times.
of course, yes, we will be the cleanest midflits you've ever seen. Which is a low bar, but okay, so that gives you 90 XP on top of this, because there was this little band of midflits that you never had, that you didn't kill, and finding this peaceful resolution gives you some XP for that. And then swing by Longsaddle's office to let him know the midflits won't be an issue. Very good point as well.
Now halfway through our third level.
Yep.
Very nice. That's how it should go. So let me see. Where's Otari? That would be at the prison, I think, is Longsaddle, isn't it? No.
The barracks, maybe? Or guard post or whatever.
Office. Locations. Fisher. Oh, there's the garrison, and there's Longsaddle, yes. Okay. So, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, Captain Longsaddle, surprised by your capable approach to this, is impressed, and you earn the support of the Otari garrison, which means that and they express a strong need for equipment upkeep and maintenance. So if you ever want to earn some income, capital letters, earn income action, using crafting, you are welcome to do so at the garrison. And
Okay.
maybe in the future there will be additional benefits of having their support. We will see. But definitely a good move. I don't think was there any reward promised? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, okay. So that takes care of those things.
All right.
And Sam, next session you get to start with 2 hero points, because I really appreciate you keeping those notes and keeping those threats in mind and following up on them. So make a note of that, and then think of it next time.
one question real quick. So I'm having a hard time finding it right now, but the wand rules. You have to have the spell on your spell list, right, in order to cast it?
Let's see.
I'm
So,
not sure.
wands. That's the game mastery wands. Where's the core rulebook wands? Here we are. I'll post it to the Foundry chat. Wand contains a spell that can be cast once a day. To cast a spell, it must be on your spell list.
Okay, there we go.
Because you're the one casting it, use your spell attack roll and spell DC.
So probably Suma's the only one who can use the magic missile wand then.
Mm-hmm. And just for info, I don't know if that makes a difference to you, but it doesn't have any physical material components. Any material component is replaced by a somatic component, and if the spell requires a focus, you must still have that focus to cast the spell. And if the spell has a cost, you must still pay that cost to cast the spell from a wand. So it has a little coin slit where you insert the points. That makes sense. And overcharging, I guess you know those rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wands have been significantly what is it called? Not cheesed when you make them weaker.
Nerfed.
Nerfed. There's a word. Right?
Well, the plus side is they recharge now, right? They don't just have a set number of casts and then they're done.
And I think also that they do use your DC or attack roll.
Right, makes them more useful or not as frequently used, but when you use them, they have a higher impact. Yeah.
Gazil had to take a feat for that one on a very high level.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because obviously, like in 1E, that totally changes the utility of a wand if you have 50 charges of a spell of your own level, essentially. All right, I'm gonna jump off. Thank you guys for being available on such short notice or making yourself available. I really appreciate it.